Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome, folks out there in live stream land. We're going to start by singing together, and you can feel free to join in and sing with us if you'd like. We would love that. Page 19 in your songbooks, you'll find Melissa Felipe's You Are Not Alone. And we'll just remain seated as we let these words find their way inside. This is page 19. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Eric Newman. I'm a member of the Leadership Council. Thank you, RL, as usual.
Thanks, sir.
I'd like to welcome everyone who's here and everyone online watching. Hello out there. Thanks for joining us. We're grateful that you're here and grateful that you found us. I'm grateful that we can share our energy with you. Boy, this seems loud. Am I too loud?
No, you're not. We'll get the mic turned down. Could we turn the pulpit mic down just a little? Great.
I feel like if I speak up, it's going to... Okay. If this is your first time joining us, thank you. Kurt, glad you're here. I don't see you, Kurt. Hi, Kurt. Glad you're here. Thank you.
Not exactly the first time.
Well, but thanks anyway. And if there's anyone else here who's here for the first time, thanks for being here. I've got a few announcements to make. And before I forget and I get in trouble from Nancy, off the script, Nancy really could use some help with greeters, and that would be for May and June. And there's a sign-up sheet on the activities board in the back. So please feel free to go sign up. You're strongly encouraged. Let's see. Oh, coming up, we've got our floating. I loved this. So we've got our Silver Creek float, and Angie kind of revised what I had written, and I love it. She went with the Fs. Floating Food and Friends, Saturday, that's actually next Saturday, the 16th. I would like to encourage you, if you have not signed up, please do. And if you have signed up, do me a favor. This would really help me. I need to make sure that I've got your cell phone number, because I'll be sending out a text Thursday evening with the details on where we're meeting, the protocols, kind of some reminders on things like bring a life jacket, sunscreen. So anyway, be sure to sign up. And then also on that sign up, really need to know if you're bringing your own watercraft or if you need to rent a kayak, because I need to alert the kayak rental company if there are going to be any rentals. Thank you.
How many people do you have signed up?
Oh gosh, thanks, Gail. Wonderful prompt.
Oh, and if you want entertainment, he's gonna put me in a canoe on Saturday. So you wanna be there for that.
So I kind of am thinking about driving Miss Daisy. And if anyone has a parasol, I'm going to be in the back, Dory's going to be in the front paddling, Gail is going to be in the center, the queen, the empress, is going to be in the center, and I would just so love to have a parasol for her. Awesome. Because I need photos of that. Gail's question was how many? I actually had thought we'd have maybe 8 or 9 people when I kind of thought this would be a fun thing to do. We're up. Oh, awesome! Gail, you are so covered. Thank you. Oh, actually, I just got a cramp in my side. I was laughing so hard. Oh.
There's too much excitement.
Oh. Anyway, I originally had thought, we might get 8 or 9 people. We're up to almost 30 people are going to do this. So we're going with the Fs, floating, food, friends, fuego afterwards, and now it's a flotilla. I'm not sure if it's an armada or a flotilla, but this is a bunch of people. And I know how much fun people have on this. Please do not bring your water cannons. It's a little cold still this time of year, so no water fights, please. Well, however it works. Another announcement. Be sure to check out the amazing new bulletin board that we have going in the back. Activities. I noticed when I came in today, there were people already standing there seeing what's happening. There's a lot happening. The energy in our community is just expanding. It's so much fun. And that's a great place to just kind of check in, either when you come in or before you leave, just see what's happening. So we've been working behind the scenes. Gail has been working behind the scenes, has been working really hard. And we're about to launch the website. There had been an announcement that it was going to be last week. It's technical, so there are always going to be glitches. But look for a text coming from Gail, and this should happen this week. And we'll have our brand new website, which is spectacular. Thank you. Thank you, by the way. That's been a tremendous amount of hard work. Thank you. Let's see. I don't think I mentioned this. If this is your first time joining us, we have welcome packets. Either see me after service, or there's some at the in the foyer on the desk. And it's time to read our monthly affirmation. You'll find that in the handout, just below the beautiful picture of Rev Gayle. So May's Everyday Enlightenment affirmation is, please read with me, I open myself to growth, wisdom, and transformation. Each day I step more fully into the highest version of myself. Wonderful. Well, I now invite Minot Goudreau, our practitioner of the day, to come on up. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Manon Gaudreau. Can you hear me well? Yes. Okay. I'm your practitioner, your spiritual practitioner for today. And let's take a moment to go within. And so let's take a deep breath and join me in this invocation. I know there is one divine presence, the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, that one essence which is the source of all life and all things. It is the breath of the universe, manifesting all there is. It is the sky, it is the river, it is the flowers, it is the carrots growing in my garden, and the seedlings sprouting on my counter. I know it as the source of infinite goodness, abundance, and infinite possibilities. I know it as the infinite supply of love, of light, of beauty, of nurturing, and of peace. I know we all embody the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, which express in multiplicity and creates the wholeness of life. I recognize we each have an intimate relationship with that one divine presence. And I give thanks for Light on the Mountains, where we gather, learn, share, and get inspired. I give thanks for the loving and nurturing spiritual family that offer us opportunities to experience the fullness of life. I give thanks to each person contributing to this Sunday morning experience, including the pre-service meditation, the live streaming, the post-service social hour. And I give thanks for the ministry of Mother Rev Gayle and for the musical vibes of RL, our musician extraordinaire. And I give thanks for all the volunteers that contribute day after day to sustain our spiritual community. And together we say, and so it is. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers, all grandmothers, and all great-grandmothers. And also to everyone who embodies the mother principle. Spiritual wholeness comes from integrating both the divine masculine and the divine feminine within ourselves. The divine feminine is not limited to women, but it is a universal spiritual energy available to all. It's the energy of Mother Earth, Mother Nature. The divine feminine is associated with receptivity, nurturing, intuition, wisdom, compassion, and the immanent presence of the Spirit in the world and within each one of us. It represents the aspect of the Divine Mother that feels, receives, and gives birth to people, but also to ideas and manifestations. As my herbal teacher, Rosemary Gladstar, says, I honor all of my herbal mothers, the women in my life, the earth itself, and the plants that have carried me through seasons of growth, of uncertainty, of change, and healing. And that's what herbalism has always been about at its heart, remembering the passing of wisdom from one generation to the next, a lineage of care that grows each time we share it with others. My wish is that every mother receives the support and nurturing they themselves need and deserve. I am grateful to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, who generously provides support and nurturing through its beauty, through fresh water, fresh air, nourishment, and many medicinal plants. One plant in particular is actually called motherwort. And Kat Maillet, who's a herbalist, says, motherwort, this plant creates the sense that you are being held in a safe embrace. This herb is the quintessential mother. The energy of the earth mother is nourishing, calming, yet fierce. It is spirit medicine for someone who is vulnerable and needs to stay centered and calm, yet protected. This herb is hardy and resilient, and I take it every day. In the book Divine Union that we're reading in the book club, Paul Selig writes, forgiveness is what will liberate humanity. It will happen through a woman. The idea of the mother at this time in history is actually imperative to understand, because you understand the mother as nurturer, not as warrior. And to move that energy, the principle of the divine as nurturer, is what is now required to transform the landscape on earth. The shift to an agreement to nurture, which has been codified as feminine, is not only essential now, it will become a new basis to comprehend one another. You understand the female as benefactor of nourishment, home, safety, and love. You are all both male and female. God is not just a father, it is beyond the idea of father. May we all be the expression of the Divine Mother. May we all be nurtured by the embrace of the Divine Mother. May we all experience inner peace and simple reality. Now let's energize with some more music.
Thank you, Menno. Good morning, everyone. Thought of the day. I started my day yesterday by doing some shopping locally, and then I made a list of things that I couldn't find here, and I headed off to Twin, got my deck going. Needed some new things on my deck, and needed some new things in my home office to be more efficient, to be ready. And I was going to say the last 2 years, but I bet it's more like 3.5. The clock in my bathroom on the wall, the battery-operated clock, hasn't worked. Why? Because the battery was dead. And a couple of times a week, I would turn and look at the clock and go, oh, right, it's not working. Now, again, this has been at least 2 years, but I think probably really 3.5. I bought a AA battery yesterday. I came home. I took the clock off the wall. I took the old battery out. I put the new battery in. The second hand started bouncing around. This morning while I was showering, I checked the time 10 times. I knew exactly what time it was when I put the shampoo in my hair and the beard soap in my beard. And then I stood in the shower for a long time wondering, I wonder what else in my life just needs a battery. Trust, self-respect, my ability to listen better. And then I started wondering what there was in my life that I should go and take the battery out of. Or maybe replace it with the battery that's been in the clock on my bathroom wall for the last 3.5 years. And it was so simple. And I love that my clock right now is ticking at home. I wish you could see it. It's just beautiful. What ultimately my time in the shower this morning was being aware that I have the capacity to be aware. And that life, even when it's noisy, is pretty great. We move too fast. We miss so much. We seldom see all the miracles in front of us. A warm embrace, a human touch, and so it goes. A race around, search high and low for the truth I used to know. When there was magic to be found. 'Cause finding Wonderland is taking time to see the child within who's always been there, smiling back at me. So when I close remember, and I can't help finding wonderland. It's not too late here in my prime. Hearts can unbreak in the story's nick of time. A happy ending, a perfect rhyme. 'Cause finding wonderland is finding who you are, the child within who's always been there like a shining star. So when I close my eyes, I see forever, and I keep on finding wonderland. Ordinary magic happens every single day. Wonderland is never far away. 'Cause finding wonderland is going home again to feel the love another gives and give it back again. And then you should lose your way. Reach out to someone's hand, and you'll be finding wonderland. You'll be finding wonderland. Here's a little special music.
Good to God. Whew. Good morning. You're beautiful. Ah, Lordy. Okay. Happy Mother's Day to all you people who nurture and mother life, whether you're a woman or a guy, because nurturing is important. And so I wanted to read this because sometimes we forget. And this was written for a Mother's Day by Tame. You're allowed to leave any story you don't find yourself in. You're allowed to leave any story you don't love yourself in. You're allowed to leave a city that has dimmed your light instead of making you shine brighter. You're allowed to pack all your bags and start over somewhere else. And you're allowed to redefine the meaning of your life. You're allowed to quit the job you hate even if the world tells you not to. And you're allowed to search for something that makes you look forward to tomorrow and to the rest of your life. You're allowed to leave someone you love if they're treating you poorly. And you're allowed to put yourself first if you're settling. And you're allowed to walk away when you're tired and when you've tried over and over again, but nothing has changed. You're allowed to let toxic friends go. You're allowed to surrender yourself with love and people who encourage and nurture you. You're allowed to pick the kind of energy you need in your life. You're allowed to forgive yourself for your biggest and smallest mistakes, and you're allowed to be kind to yourself. You're allowed to look in the mirror and actually like the person you see. You're allowed to set yourself free from your own expectations. We sometimes look at leaving as a bad thing or associate it with giving up or quitting, but sometimes leaving is the best thing you can do for yourself. Leaving allows you to change direction, to start over, to rediscover yourself in the world. Leaving sometimes saves you from staying stuck in the wrong place with the wrong people. Leaving opens a new door for change, growth, and opportunities and redemption. You always have the choice to leave until you find where you belong and what makes you happy. You're even allowed to leave the old you behind and reinvent yourself. Happy Mother's Day. So Dan Millman, that flows really nicely into Gateway 5, which is about tame your mind. This is difficult for me because I want to move, and I realize if I do, I'm going to fall off the chair, and that would just be another whole thing, wouldn't it? So I have to be mindful. And that's one of the things that he talks about, is that our mind, so I did look it up, because back 20, 30 years ago, they said we had 70,000 thoughts a day, which seemed like a lot. It's actually around 6,000, which is still a lot, right? 6,000 thoughts a day, I don't think I'm grasping, maybe 5 or 10, I don't know. And out of those 6,000 thoughts, 90% of those thoughts are thoughts that we continue to have every single day. And 85% of those thoughts are negative. And so how do you tame your mind? It's about staying in the present moment. Because what our thoughts are things that have happened to us in the past, and we are, we are constantly going over them, whether we know it or not, or they're things that we're projecting in the future that haven't even happened yet. Take up a lot of space, and we forget about this time right here and right now, and how important that time is. And so to tame your mind, it is to look at to kind of recognize when your thoughts have kind of all of a sudden taken hold. Like with RL and his clock. How many times he looked at that clock in 3 years until it finally dawned on him, I could probably get a new battery, right? And yet that thought was there kind of niggling at him every time he went into his bathroom, every time he took a shower. And yet until he became aware of, this doesn't work for me anymore, then you change the battery. And so it's that way with our thoughts, that they just continue to play upon us, and we may not even know it. I don't know about you. In Seattle, we have 2 floating bridges. And I used to live on the east side, and I worked in downtown Seattle. So you had to go across one of the bridges. And there would be times that my mind was so working on stuff, driving. This is where I know there has to be a divine, because otherwise there'd be way more accidents on the freeway. Because this was before cell phones. And I would get to work and think, what bridge did I come across? And then did I go through the tunnel? Because that's the difference between the 2 bridges. They're both floating bridges on the water, and yet one you go through a tunnel. I thought, yeah, okay, now I remember. That's how our thoughts can just overtake us. Dan Millman talks in the book about he's on this magnificent bike ride, and all of a sudden, for like 15 minutes, he is going over like what he needs to do. And he realizes all of a sudden, after about 15 minutes, I'm missing the beauty of this ride, right? I am missing the beauty of this ride. And our thoughts it's the one thing, our thoughts and how we react are the 2 things in our life that we can really have control over. I can't have control over any of you. I can't have control over a lot of things, and yet I can learn to manage my thoughts. I can become aware of them, right? And it's interesting. My mother was not a religious person. In fact, I found out towards her end of life, my mother nor my father, and it was never a discussion we had, didn't believe in God, either one of them. But she had a lot of wisdom that she gave. And I remember probably in my 20s, and I was sharing with her something that was going on in my life. And she looked at me and kindly said, Gayle, what's the common denominator in all of these stories? Right? So we're upset about something, and then we're upset about something over here, and then we're upset about something over there. And the common denominator in all of that was me. I'm the one that's upset. I'm the one that's drawing that energy to me. And so for me, it was like one of the gifts I think that we are given with this teaching is to recognize when things happen, where's my responsibility in that? And I know there's a lot of teachers out there, other than Ernest Holmes, that teach the fact that when, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Happens with my ankle more often than not. So when we have a thought, oh, wait a minute, I don't know if I'm going to get that back. And it's important, so I want to get it back, so I got to let it go. Where was I? Somebody give me a hint.
The teachers.
Teachers, thank you. So there are lots of teachers out there that teach this other than just Ernest Holmes. And it is the fact that we can change our thinking, we can change our life. And that sounds very cliche, doesn't it? Change your thinking, change your life. I remember the first time I saw it, they had it printed on the back wall of a Science of Mind center in great big letters. And I was like, that's great. And then how do we do that? How do we change our thinking so we can change our life? What are the tools behind that? How do we make that work in our life? And that's up to each one of us individually. I wish there was a magic wand or a pill that I could give somebody and it would be like, oh yeah, I get it. And there's not. Ernest Holmes says, what the world needs is a spiritual conviction followed by spiritual experience. I would rather see a student of this science prove its principle than to have them repeat all the words of wisdom that have ever been uttered. It is far easier to teach the truth than it is to practice it. It's like, oh, really, Ernie? Ugh, dang. And it's true. You know, we come here on Sunday for all kinds of different reasons. We come to see our friends. We come to hear RL. We might get a nugget or two from the message. And then the question is, until next Sunday, what are we doing? You know, are we being kind to our neighbors? Are we being gentle with somebody that doesn't look like us or believe like us or love like us? Or are we being judgmental and fearful? And I think judgment and, you know, we have love and we have fear as like the two big emotions. And you can put every other emotion on one side of the scale or the other. And it's good to understand that when we are coming from anger or when we are coming from upset, like, what am I afraid of? Right? What am I afraid of? And so it gets back to when we have people in our lives that upset us, this was the thought. When we have people in our life that upset us, to go within and say, where in me does that live? Because if it didn't live within me, I couldn't see it. It wouldn't bother me. And that's a good litmus test. The one that my mentor gave me was when somebody came and said something to me that might be hurtful, or I might think, she said, ask yourself, I wonder why I gave that person that script. Right? Why that person? And so those are little tools that you can use to kind of decide for yourself, how are my thoughts controlling me? Instead of me being able to be aware of and maybe even control my thoughts to some extent. Good luck with that. I still can't control my thoughts, and yet manage them maybe, so that I can be less reactive. Manage them maybe so I can be more loving. Manage them maybe so that I can understand where the other person is coming from. You know, it's that old saying, another one, you know, I'm full of cliches this morning, sorry. Must be the foot. You know, wherever you go, there you are, right? And so it's important to remember, if situations keep arising in your life and they look the same, but different people are involved, as my mother would say, who's the common denominator, right? Maybe it's time to do some self-healing and decide, how can I show up as a better version of me and be less accusatory? You know, that old one finger out, all the rest are pointed back, right? Okay, maybe not the thumb, but still, more pointed back at me. And so it's a good reminder in taming your mind. It's like when you find yourself getting anxious, pull yourself back into the present moment. Like, what's going on right here? So I will tell you, sitting over there, I kept thinking, you've gotten up out of a chair all week long, you're going to be fine. There's a lot of people in the sanctuary, when he quits singing, they're all going to be looking over there. What if you can't get up? And then Eric was there. I was like, okay. You got to have trust too, right? That Ariel talked about. You got to have trust in yourself. You have to have trust in the people around you. Nobody is intentionally out to hurt you. We hear and we see from the eyes we hear and see from. What does that mean? That means that something can happen, and because of the way we were raised, what our parents said to us, what our teachers said to us, what we embodied as young children, we can look at the same thing and see it entirely differently. Which means that when somebody says something to you, they could mean it as a joke, and you could take it as something rude and awful. Remember, people don't know your story. They don't know your past, and they're not responsible for it. And so for me, it's to have grace. You know, it's to really find that place within me that says, that wasn't intentional. And my response is more about me than it is about them. And so that's the gift of today. And for anybody that's wondering, that doesn't know, I ruptured my Achilles tendon in the gym, thank God, not doing something really silly. And it's the first surgery that I've ever had like this. So this is brand new to me. It's teaching me a lot of grace. It is teaching me to lean into people. When I got to Candace's condo, which is beautiful and I love, but there's 2 steps that go down, and they're hardwood floors. And I at first thought, oh, we set it up, you know, Bert and Carol, thank you, Heidi, thank you, Mano and Aubrey, thank you, they've been taking care of me. But we set it up that I could bounce down the stairs, and then I thought I would grab this and pull it down. And then I heard my husband, don't you dare. So I figured out how to get people into the condo. And I have to, you know, I will tell, like, come in the sliding glass door. You'll understand once you get there. And then let them help me get up the stairs. Let them help me get down the stairs. Because here's the thing. We want to help each other. And we are so committed to not being helped. Are we not? We are so committed. Oh, I'm so strong. I don't need this. I'm not a victim. I'm not. Stop it. When people want to help you, the first thing you should say is, thank you. I so appreciate that. Because the world is spinning really, really fast. And if somebody offers you a hand, grab it. Because not everybody in the world is going to do that. And so do it for each other. Now I'll get off my soapbox, but not off this chair. Let's pray. Mother, Father, God, Spirit, that divine essence, that thing itself that is over us, around us, through us, as us. There is no separation between it and us. Ernest Holmes would say to people, there is not a spot that God is not. So that energy, that essence is not only within you, it is around you, it is between you and the person sitting next to you or behind you. It is everywhere present. And because it is, I know it is the truth that of each and every one of us, that we are that divine essence in form. That everything we do, everything we say, everything we are, is that essence of the divine, overlaid with our humanness. And so what I know right here and right now is we tap more into that spiritual sense of connection. And let that human monkey mind take a back seat. Maybe say to it, you know what? God's got this. And in that, what I mean is each and every one of you. We've got this. We've got each other. We are community. And we prove it to each other every single day. And so I am so grateful for Light on the Mountains community, whether it's sitting here in person, whether it's watching online live, whether it's going to watch later. I know that we are connected because we are connected with billions of people all over this planet, because the energy is one. And we individualize that energy as each one of us. So with that, I just say thank you, God. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for all the help. Thank you for all the love. I let go, I let God, and together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
I'm going to go off script. And I'm just going to stay right here out of reach as I go off script. I was sitting there and I was thinking how wonderful it is to have Gayle here. Now, she just had surgery on Monday. And the words that come up for me indomitable, committed, and absolutely living on purpose. And the fact that she's here post-surgery, made the flight, made it here, hobbling around, I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude. Thank you, Gayle. Anecdotally, I grew up with a dad who left me with something, and Gayle reminds me of it. It's put me in coach. It's only a broken femur. I can play. That's Gayle. The other thing that I thought about when I was sitting there, and again, I'm off script, is so many of you here today, and perhaps online, probably online, have had the opportunity to, as practitioners or have been on the Leadership Council, have had the opportunity to stand at this podium. And it is such a wonderful thing to be standing here and see each of your faces and I don't know, I feel such love coming from you that it's so easy to stand here. And I'm just grateful for that. Thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of your community. It means a lot to me. Now, on to my duties. I'd like to thank everyone who supports Light on the Mountains financially through your automated donations or by volunteering. Your generosity is truly appreciated. It allows us to maintain this incredible place and the work that we do. Donations can be made in the following ways. They can be made online, in person, or by mail. For those watching online, there is a donate button on today's event page once you exit today's service. Another online option is to go to our website, lineofthemountains.org, and click the donate button. For those of you who are here today, there's a donation box at the entrance, or share your generosity as we pass an offering basket. And those who have a yearly pledge, please put a purple donation card in the basket, which you already know. I can't believe I had to read that. Let us together say the offering affirmation. And it's in your handout packet today. Together we say, from the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal, bless, and prosper. It is evidence of my faith, gratitude, and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly.
One power, one power, one power. There's one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of love in you and me. One power, one power. It's the power of the love in you and me.
So I bless these gifts. I know that they are given with great love as they are received. And I know as they are received, they go back out into the universe around us. So as we give, so do we receive. It is a reciprocal universe. And so it is. So I invite you after service, if you would like a prayer tune-up. Minot is our prayer practitioner of the day. She will be in the minister's office, which is through that archway and then the first door on your left. So please feel free to meet her there. Oh, good grief. Don't. Just let me, don't. Okay, the garage. Still, it's the garage. It's what I'm gonna do today. The garage is where we all wanna go because there's fabulous food and community and conversation to be had. And so just thank you all for being here today and putting up with my mental disconnect sometimes. I guess that's just who I am until I heal. So, yay. So, RL, passing it back to you, my friend.
All right, we're going to sing.
Yay.
On page 26 in your songbooks, you'll find You Are the Light. If you're comfortable standing, stand. If you want to stay seated, stay seated. Page 26. We'll sing it 3 times. That light lives in me, in you, and in us.
Do you want to get my
There is a light that fills my soul with gladness. There is a light that takes away all fear. There is a light that knows all hope, all happiness. There is a light that takes away all fear. There is a light that knows all hope, all happiness. That light lives in you. You are the light. There is a light that fills my soul with gladness.